Aloha. So yeah, doing my hike again, another day. It is tough. These habits I have to change. I got up this morning, knew I had to do it, didn't necessarily want to do it. A lot easier just to hit the snooze, sleep in an extra hour or so, and then make excuses. But out here again. Decided to climb up a new peak. Pretty cool, really short, steep, just this perfect round hill you're on. And after I'm done, I'll get up and I'll just kind of pan around where I'm at. A little more road noise. I'm close to 7th Street there and Thunderbird over there. So I kind of like the other hill, and you get a better view of the sunrise. And I get a better view of the sunrise. But it's fun to change it up. But yeah, I think today, Dr. Chafee did a good video the other day on the OMAD and kind of eating and stuff like that, and I'll cover that a little bit in my thoughts. Why I do OMAD. I like it. It's easy. It kind of like gets it done and it's done for the day. A few other reasons. It just works. I started doing carnivore. I'd read about OMAD, read about autophagy, read about intermittent fasting and fasting. I've tried a couple of fasts and I just don't really like them, but I'm going to play with them again. I'm going to play with some 72-hour fasts while I'm doing this working out just to see what happens. Because again, I think you guys kind of know me. If you don't test things for yourself and try them, you'll never know. Now the intermittent fasting, I don't know if it's correct, but I kind of call that things under 24 hours. Now, the other thing I did when I started this carnivore journey is I took collagen powder. People said it's absolutely worthless. People as in a few doctors, a few other people said it's kind of worthless. I don't know. Other people said it actually works. Me, I found it works. After losing 100 pounds, I don't have too much loose skin. It's slowly gotten better over time, over the years. But I what is it, 27 bucks on sale at Costco, and that's like, I don't know, 3 weeks supply. It totally works. Here's a fun tip if you still like the ice cream and little ice cream treats. Mix some collagen powder in with your cream, put it in little molds, freeze it. It doesn't freeze up as hard and crunchy that way. It stays this kind of, I don't know what, cream taffy-like texture. So it's actually a good treat that I did early on with the cream. Sometimes I'd mix it with cream and butter, and then the collagen, and then the butter wouldn't get that frozen, snappy kind of thing. And again, that ice cream wouldn't get that crystally. So yeah, I did collagen, did the intermittent fasting. I have very little loose skin. You can see some when I talk. I've got more around my neck. I was one of those dudes with the huge face. And I definitely kind of a belly, legs, and my bum were where I carried a lot of my weight. So I would say that's the only thing. And I kind of relay that little bit of loose skin, what I have and stuff. And there's like a little bit kind of on the pinch about autophagy. I think it's real. I think it works. Some people said the intermittent fasting doesn't work. I think it does. To what extent, everybody's going to vary. But jumping back to OMAD. I've tried to do 2MAD, and I tried it again during this workout routine thing that I'm going to be doing for hopefully the rest of my life, but I'm giving this a solid year commitment to truly break those habits and see a change. And I figure a year is a good time. I love these challenges that people do for 1 month, but in my opinion, you can't change your life in 1 month. You might be able to kind of get it a direction, but even with carnivore, I say you got to do it at least 3 months. And then you start turning that kind of corner, seeing what's happening, and that 3 months in might give you the motivation to go for that next 3 months, which is 6 months. The other thing I've said about this 3 month, a lot of people don't see much change in that first month. Some don't see it in the first 3 months. Myself, it took over a month, and that was coming off a year of keto. So that first month out of those 3, I didn't really see much. The other months actually happened. Those 2 months actually happened. So when you think about those 3 months, the next 3 months, all of those are moving. Every single one is moving forward. And to me, it's fun to have that kind of time period where there's a lot happening. So I'm going to hope this is what happens with this working out. I will say I don't think I really am starting to see anything, but yesterday I noticed my legs are starting to get a bit more definition. Not the definition they had when I was riding bicycles a ton, but they're seeing definition. So, jumping back to the OMAD. Yeah, I'm trying this. It's just not working. The problem is, if I eat to satiety and truly eat till I feel full, if you want to call it that, I like satiety because I'm not belly full, but I'm satiated. I am not hungry later on. I can't eat 2 meals a day. I have enough and I carry enough through. Now, granted, toward the evening, if I eat really early, I might notice that, yeah, I could eat a little bit. I tend to eat when I'm hungry, which tends to be anywhere from 11 to say 1 or 2. And that just carries me through the day. I might start getting a little hungry around 11 or 12, and that's when I know, okay, I can start prepping, plan on a break, get some food in me. But about this intermittent fasting, does it work or doesn't it work? Again, I think it does. Some people don't. Some people, like I know Chafee and Dude's Intelligent, said you're kind of in this constant state. And I can't argue with that. I just can't. The insulin thing, I like watching Dr. Boz. Sometimes I think she's a little bit too on the keto bandwagon. That recent video of her talking about Dr. Baker after he came on, a little bit clickbaity, a little bit disingenuous. He's quitting carnivore and doing keto. No, he's still carnivore. He's just high fat. I think her fault is she doesn't separate that carnivore is just keto. A lot of people out there are doing high fat carnivore, which does put you in ketosis. Now, does ketosis matter along with this autophagy and everything else? I don't know. The science is there that, yeah, it can matter, and if you're in or out. But like Chafee, I had a keto mojo, and I used it when I did keto. I played with it a couple of times since. He says it doesn't matter. He never checks them, and the dude's got the body to prove it. I don't think Dr. Baker's doing it. Maybe he is a little bit now. I don't know. And some of these other people don't. So I decided I'm going to start pulling out my keto mojo just for a fun thing, and maybe for the next 3 weeks or so start checking my ketones. And I'm going to start a new thing where I do know that eating early in the morning, the insulin kind of has different levels, and basically you can get into better ketosis by eating in the morning. Now, to me, whether I eat at, say, 7:30 when I get home from this hike, or 1 o'clock or 7 o'clock, if I wait till that 24-hour cycle, I'm still intermittent fasting the same, so it's not going to really affect that. The other thing, in some ways, I actually don't mind it in the morning because, again, I get done, I'm done for the day, the rest of the day is open, I don't have to think about food, don't have to prepare food, don't have to do anything like that. So it'll be interesting to check my ketones kind of in a couple time periods maybe, just to see what happens. And again, it's just something for the video, something for fun, kind of curious if it does move the needle on anything. So I think those are kind of some quick thoughts. Again, OMAD, I like it, it's easy. If I don't eat to satiety, I tend to have that hunger all the time, that hungry hunger all the time, and I don't like that through the day. I don't like spreading my meals because I don't want to eat partially at whatever time I eat, say noon, and be kind of hungryish all the way till 6, because then if I eat to satiety, I just don't feel good because I almost felt like I did eat too much. I think that makes sense. Now, if it doesn't work for you because you can't sit down and put away a ton of meat, that's awesome. Find your niche, find your journey, find your path, whatever you want to say, and do it. There is no hard set rules on all of this. How is the sun? Man, that is awesome. I think the sun coming up from that other peak that I climb is a better view of the sun. But this view is kind of interesting, kind of a cool little hill that I came up. So anyway, I'll ramble on about this again because I think this is important, this whole eating thing and everything else. And just to, like I said, a quick little update. Getting out here, I'm going to sit like this, see if that blocks the sun. I can see the Yeah, see the glare on the camera lens. So yeah, today, lamp, my little warm beanie. It was 53 degrees when I started this morning, so it was pretty cool. And I'm gonna step up and kind of swing you around, show you where I'm at here. So this is looking down toward where the posse, those are actually the sheriff's posse area, kind of right down in there. I see the sheriff guys, and you can see all their horse trailers are kind of way down in there. 7th Street, if you can kind of see the cars running back and forth up that way, that's the other side of the mountains where the radio towers are in the background. Swinging forward. And this is the hill. It's a pretty good little rise. So this one and this one are the ones that I usually climb between these valleys. When I come through in the morning, I'm coming through this little valley and coming down through there. And I kind of live on the other side of that mountain over there. But yeah, it's a beautiful area for being in Phoenix to be able to come hike. I'm gonna walk up over this side. But I think you can see it's actually pretty good. I know cameras never do the hills justice. But this is a pretty radical, steep little, not a cliff like I said the other day, just a climb. So yeah, anyway. Stay carnivorous, my friends, and a hui ho.